What's up, everybody? Derek Johnson here. So, check this out. You now have a bookend. And what I'm calling a bookend is this. First off, you have to know a few things about laws and orders, which is what I'm known for. But I'm not a law and order guy simply because it's a law and because there's orders there. I'm a law and orders guy because of what President Trump and the military special operations, what we've been doing. I'm a laws and orders guy of laws and orders that back and support the Constitution, like Marbury versus Madison 1803, which was a landslide Supreme Court case. All right, so it's very important. It specifically says, and I'll say it in layman's terms, that any statute that looks like a law that doesn't support the Constitution is null and void, meaning it don't mean a thing. So outside of all the stuff and all the years that we could go through, to simplify this, is this right here. All right, I know personally, because I have a #1 best-selling book, The Midnight Rider Rides Again, Part 1 and Part 2, that explain the dash between 45-47 on President Trump's ball cap. The dash means continuous. All right. This outlines what you've been watching the last 9 years is a military operation, which is a military government, military occupation, continuity of operations, and continuity of government, multiple laws and orders invoked. All right. But on the simplicity side, this is how simple this is. You now have a bookend because all the laws and orders that President Trump put into place from 2017 to 2020, and I'm not going to say January 2021 because of a specific reason. So everything from 2017 to 2020, there's 8 executive orders with 8 national emergencies that are still invoked right now as we speak. So today is February the 13th, 2025. So I know that Joe Biden, quote unquote, was not real. He was an actor because special operations requires actors, all right, and actresses, etc., operators. And then also I know that he was not, quote unquote, he was not real, was not president by laws and orders invoked. All right. So if you don't know who I am, you don't know anything about what I talk about, then you're going to be lost. But if you do, you now have a bookend. So if Joe was president, an executive order does not require any legislation or Congress. It's just a pen and a paper and a president. So every single executive order that is invoked currently right now, 8 of them with 8 national emergencies, a national emergency inside an executive order, this is where you got to listen very carefully. A national emergency automatically terminates after 2 years if it's not continued. Continue would mean it's being enforced. All right, so when you put a national emergency inside an executive order, then that's going to require presidential, all right, revoking or termination. But because a national emergency automatically terminates after 2 years, if it's not addressed, meaning continued, then it automatically terminates. So if there's 8 national emergencies and 8 executive orders, those 8 executive orders and 8 national emergencies that were put into law from 2017 to 2020 are still invoked right now because Joe, quote unquote, continued every single one of those for 4 years in a row. Those 8 executive orders with 8 national emergencies are the very things that are freezing the assets of all the companies, departments, organizations, individuals that were illegally funding the People's Republic of China, the Chinese Communist military. Those are the very executive orders with national emergencies that are operating all the subterranean warfare, also all forms of trafficking clean out, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, child trafficking, also all forms of human rights abuse. It's also the executive orders that are decentralizing all of the banks of the global alliance, the swamp. It's also the executive orders with national emergencies that are finding all the money waste and money laundering, etc., etc., etc. Those 8 executive orders with 8 national emergencies are the very thing that's draining the swamp. So if Joe was president, if Kamala was vice president, even if Obama and the Clintons and the Bushes even were all behind the scenes, why didn't they revoke the executive orders that would require revoking? And why didn't they just let all these executive orders automatically terminate? You now have a bookend. And you also now have complete validation, as I already had complete validation in the first place. But now you have complete validation that I'm the only person with a book. I'm the only book, #1 best-selling book, the only book, period. Even if it wasn't a #1 bestseller, it's the only book that explains the 45-47 special operations via clandestine operations, irregular warfare, unconventional warfare, that outlines all the laws and orders invoked, that more than clearly outline that those are taking place, still taking place. 45-47 is a special operation, the whole thing. Not just 45, not just a dash, and not just 47. 45-47, it's a complete operation. You now have a bookend. So for all your liberal friends, all your Democrat friends, all your friends and family that think you may be crazy, now you have a bookend to say, explain this to me. You got them. So be sure to check me out. My link tree is linktr.ee/1776nation. So linktr, that's where the period dot goes between the R and the E. Linktree, linktr.ee/1776nation. That shows all of my accounts. There's a lot of fake and fraud accounts out there. This is my only TikTok. It's my brand new TikTok. I didn't have one for a while because I kept deleting me. This is my only TikTok. It's at official Derek Johnson. No spaces, no underscores, no anything. At official Derek Johnson. All right. My websites are DerekJohnsonCountry.com, Rattletrap1776.com, and then I also have the documents.info. But if you want the book signed by me, you go to Rattletrap1776.com, click Get More Gear. It sends you to my Shopify page. If you're international, the only place you're going to be able to get it is on Amazon. If you want it on Kindle, it's on Amazon. So go to Amazon, type in The Midnight Rider Rides Again, Part 1, Part 2. You'll be able to find my book there. But again, all my social media accounts are most easy to find on my link tree. Again, so look up my link tree to find all my official accounts. There's a lot of fake accounts out there, and I will never personally contact you. I definitely will not contact you about your wallet and crypto, Bitcoin, all that other stuff. I don't do that. All right, I don't do that. Now, if you write into me and ask me a question, it is me answering. But I won't write to you that way, and I definitely don't talk like I'm from like Monty Python, the way some of these people type and talk. I'm definitely most southern accent you can ever hear. So you got a picture when I'm messaging you. It ain't gonna sound like Monty Python or something that came straight out of a English literature book.